All right, kia ora everyone. It's Nathan Rose from Capgemini here in beautiful Auckland, New Zealand. Back to share a few more things that I've been learning about low-code plugins and Dataverse over the past few days. In today's video, I was hoping to have a really cool demo to show you. However, I've just got a bunch of stuff that isn't working at the moment. So I'm going to take you through some stuff that I've been trying to do and just share with you some of the limitations at the moment of PowerFX low-code plugins in Dataverse. Now, remember, this is an experimental feature from Microsoft, so these types of limitations are absolutely expected at this stage. And I would say watch this space because I think we'll be seeing rapid changes from the team as they're taking feedback on board and developing this really exciting feature. But I did want to share just some of the stuff I've been trying to do so that you don't have to spend time and experience some of the frustration with trying to get to do things that it's just not quite able to do at this stage. So let me go ahead and share my screen and we'll get into it. All right. So I've got a plugin that creates a monthly payment row. So let me just flick over to my model-driven app real quick, and I'll take you through the scenario. So I've got a project at the moment where we need to generate monthly payments based on a start and end date as well as an amount. And so I've created a very simple example here just to illustrate the concept. So I've created this model-driven app around managing a sports league that has athletes who play various seasons in the league. And what I want to do this when I create a new season for the athlete, I want to generate monthly payments for them based on this fee. So that's what I want the plugin to do. So I've created a low code plugin to do that. Now you'll notice at the moment this doesn't have all the logic in there, and and in a moment you'll see why. But the idea is I want to be able to go ahead and create a monthly payment that's associated to the league season record that I've just created. So let's go ahead and do that and watch this thing in action. So let's come back to the athlete record. Let's go ahead and create a new league season, and we'll pass date one for 2021, a year that we're all desperately trying to forget. Let's go ahead and save this. And it's taking a minute to save because I do have a low code plugin that's setting the name column. Now this is a very useful feature in low code plugins because we can go ahead and automatically generate a name column when the user doesn't need to enter that. So that's a really cool thing that we can do with these PowerFX plugins. And so we've created this record. Now, based on my plugin, I would expect to see some monthly payment rows. However, when I come in here to the associated monthly payments, I don't see any. And when I come here to my monthly payments table, I'm not seeing any that have been created. So at the moment, I can't quite work out what's going on. The only thing I can conclude is that low-code plugins at the moment don't support creating rows that are related to a row that's been created or updated. So that's the only thing I can conclude at the moment. However, if anyone's had a different experience, do point it out because I am keen to understand what's going on and if I'm doing something wrong here. So that's the first issue that I've come across. The collect function does work. I do have another plugin that I was testing to automate, or excuse me, to duplicate a contact. So I've got this clone contact plugin that runs, and this is using the collect function, and this does work. Just a quick note, you will see your plugins highlighted in red when you go to edit them in the IntelliSense. I think that's just related to this being an experimental feature. If you go and do a quick edit like that, the IntelliSense error goes away and the plugin will work. But if I do come here to my record, and let's go ahead and trigger this plugin to run. and we'll ignore the duplicate. We'll come back here to the contacts. You'll see that we have in fact created a record. So 9th of June, 4:30 p.m. So that plugin has worked. So that collect function does work, but for whatever reason, it's not working in the context of creating a row that's related to a row that's been created or updated. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. The next thing that I've run into with the automated plugin is it doesn't appear to support currency values at the moment. So if I come back here to my plugin, create monthly payment, there we go, and edit, I'm just going to paste in my original formula. So this is what I originally intended for the plugin to do. So you can see that I have 12 different formulas. There's probably a better way to do this, but again, I'm just messing around. And so I wanted to create a row for each month, and I've got for the monthly amount, I'm dividing. Come back here to this row. I'm dividing the season fee by 12. Now, when I go to save this, it's going to throw an error. So at the moment, this does not support currency values. So when I remove this bit here, hang on, let me just going to copy one row just to make it a little bit easier to work with. So let's just take the first part of the formula. When I take out this bit here for the currency and I go to save, this shouldn't throw an error. However, the plugin still won't run. Yep, so that works. So it doesn't appear to support currency values at the moment. The last thing that I'll show you is one of the things that I'd looked at in one of my earlier videos was being able to create a derived auto number. So taking an auto number from a parent record, counting rows, and then adding a number to it when a new row is created. And the error that I was getting, or the warning message that I was getting, was that delegation wasn't supported in low code plugins. The error message, or excuse me, the warning message has changed to say that it may not work if there's more than 1,000 rows. However, at the moment, it still doesn't appear to be supporting that delegated function. Let me just come in here quickly and I'll show you the plugin. So I've got a plugin. This is in one of my other model-driven apps. Grab it. Okay, so what I'm trying to do in this plugin is replicate the function of a roll-up field. So what I want to do is I want to quickly sum up the number of investors that are related to an investment each time a new row gets added. And so just get rid of this red squiggle in the IntelliSense. And so you can see we've got a yellow or gold warning highlighted here. And it says that this may not work if it has more than 1,000 rows. So let's go ahead and save this. And we'll go into the model-driven app and let's take a quick look. So we'll come to this record here. So as you can see, so this is the field that's being updated. And at the moment, it is counting every single holding row in the system. The plugin appears to be ignoring the filter that I've put in here to say, only count the rows that are related to this investment. So let's go and we'll just do it again real quick. And let's add one. And I would expect this to be definitely less than 58. You can see we've got roughly 20 odd rows here. But when I come back here, you can see it's incremented it to 59. So if we come here to the holdings, you can see we've got 59 in the system. So at the moment, it looks like delegation still isn't supported. But again, given the change in the error message, I'd say that this is probably coming soon. So again, it's still early days. This was literally just announced 2 weeks ago at Microsoft Build, and it does show a lot of promise, but there are some limits that you will bump up against. So just to summarize, when you are working with low code plugins and Dataverse, it looks like delegation still isn't supported, currencies currency columns aren't supported, and it looks like at the moment you can't create rows that are related to a row that's being created or updated. But if anybody has a different experience, do call it out, because I am quite keen to know if someone's getting a different experience to me and what they're doing with it. So that's all from me. That's my update for low code plugins. I'll come back in a few days with some more stuff as I'm playing around with it, and looking forward to showing you some of the cool stuff that you can do with it. So thanks so much for watching. I hope this was helpful.